And now it's one of our major stories you're going to watch for this coming week in Albany, the 2018 New York State budget proposal. Governor Andrew Cuomo will announce his spending plan Tuesday. Now, getting that budget completed and passed is going to be a bit more difficult this year because the state faces a $4.4 billion deficit. To on your side, Steve Brown joining us now with more details on this. Steve?
Hi there, Ron. Governor Cuomo usually gets what he wants in the state budget, so what does the governor want? Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are eager to see. The front burner issue is the state budget deficit. It's not a situation Governor Cuomo has had to deal with since the early years of his first term.
You have a deficit. You have a decent deficit, a good-sized deficit. I think that's a result of a couple of things, but most notably, it's a result of, we spend a lot of money here in New York State. We spend a lot of money compared to other states.
And Cuomo is already talking about reining in spending at least a bit. Remember, last year's budget was $153 billion. Now, the governor has pledged to hold state spending this year to just a 2% increase. That is being reported to slice the deficit by more than half. And there are portions of state government looking for more money in 2018. The State Board of Regents is requesting an additional $1.6 billion in aid to school districts. This on top of the $25.8 billion spent last year on education. Being eyed for possible cuts, programs the governor talks about a lot: state economic development initiatives. This is where the Buffalo Billion came from and that South Buffalo solar panel factory. And while some Republicans think the incentives and tax breaks should be dialed back, not so, says the assemblyman from Batavia.
I think by and large they've done a good job. In areas where they're not, they need to take a look at it and refine it and redouble their efforts.
Now, making things more difficult is the uncertainty about how actions in Washington will affect the state budget. The federal tax cut package, that's been talked about a lot. But there are also questions on whether federal spending may get reduced for Medicaid and other health care programs that take care of children and the poor. And if those programs are cut, does the state make up the difference? And if so, where does that money come from? Lots of questions in advance of the budget rollout coming up on Tuesday. In the Information Center, Steve Brown, Channel 2 News.